Sustainable programming. There are probably various understandings or maybe also misunderstanding what sustainable or sustainability is. That's why I want to start clarifying what I understand of it. So I look at it from three different angles, starting with the social one, where we look at equity, fairness, livability. And if you think already a little bit in what we are doing, it could be something like diversity, inclusion, accessibility. If we move on to the next angle, it's about environment and the planet and how we can protect it. So maybe you think about the carbon footprint, and I'm not speaking of carbon, the programming language, by the way, the carbon footprint of the system you are creating. The third pillar is the economic or prosperity, which is about improving the life of everyone everywhere. If you till now still think, what does this have to do with your work? I want to provide some examples. So, and everything is sustainability. And so the first example on the social aspect, this is an example of a system which required a registration of a person, but it also required 3 characters for the last name. Not very inclusive. Then the next example is, think about the software that you are creating and how often you expect the client to run the latest hardware, and it's not running on any old device. And because of that, we are creating, or it's our responsibility that we are creating a lot of electronic waste. A third example for economic prosperity, well, this is where I'm coming from. I'm from Germany, very close to Volkswagen, and the Dieselgate for sure didn't work in the way that the software improved the life of everyone everywhere, just the opposite. So I think we need to think way more about what we are doing, and here is like an example what we can do. First of all, sustainable programming can mean that we use our programming skills to improve what's happening on the planet. So increase sustainability, and there are various nonprofit organizations. For example, there's Developers for Future or Hack Your Future, and there are many more. So that's one thing we can do. Another thing we can do is we can use sustainability as a guide for all of our actions when we develop actually software. And so it can mean, again, that the carbon footprint is not increasing when we are doing our next delivery. And another thing is what we can do is we can start assessing our sustainability within our team. And for example, this could mean that we evaluate if we actually do know the full lifetime cost, life cycle cost of the software we are creating in all these different aspects of the definition of sustainability. Is this true for us, or is this false? And in the team, we can assess that. And another thing, if we look more on a social aspect, how much do we really prevent in our team discrimination, targeting, or disrespecting? Is this, again, false? Or maybe it's true, so that would be good. And one of my favorites, which I really put in every once in a while, is I ask the question, what if the planet would be our stakeholder? And maybe it would change the way we are working, or maybe not. And the last example is that the product maybe can also inform before we automatically launch tasks in the background, which maybe are not used at all. So again, is this true or false? This is something we need to discuss. So basically, what I'm suggesting is we need to change our conversations in order to increase sustainability. Thank you.